Okay, we finished off the band, and I just followed it to the end and threading my yarn needle. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to even the stitches up a little bit here. Okay, and I'm going to pick up the edge stitch holding the wrong sides together. And I'm going to pick up, what I'm basically going to do is pick up the loop, trying not, I don't really want to split the yarn. Then I'm going to go back down and pick up the bar on the other side. Okay, come down the loop, through the stitch, through the bar, or the bump rather, then up through the stitch, down through the bump, up through the stitch. And I'm going to just do that. The reason I'm doing that is so that I have a flat stitch here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. And actually I'll do that off camera, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the toe. Okay, now I left, I thought I left a long strand. Here it is. Take your long strand out. Tuck your waste yarn in so it brings the stitches up. Okay. Now kind of pull the stitches out so you can see the stitches and match your bow. Tuck the waste yarn down in. We'll be removing that afterwards. And try to line up the stitches, because what you want to do, you want to go in. You can, if you follow the waste yarn down, it goes through these two loops and up. I want to follow the waste yarn through the two loops. Okay. Well, try not to forget the first loop. Okay, you got to go in the first loop. Okay, go into one loop, then come across and into, just follow the stitches across, just follow the loop of the waste yarn and come across. See how the stitch goes down here, then through those stitches, just coming across. See how it goes through these stitches here, and come across, follow the waste yarn. Now you don't want to split the waste yarn if you can help it, because that'll make it easier to take it off. Follow the waste yarn through the loop. So each loop is actually going to have two stitches. Follow the waste yarn, snug it up. See, if you look at it, whoops, if you look at it, it makes a continuous stitch. Follow the waste yarn, snug it up. You want to try to maintain the same tension as the other stitches. Okay, just follow the waste yarn down and through. Don't cross the threads. Follow the waste yarn. Think of the waste yarn as your map, and you're following the loops as it goes through the tunnel. Sorry about that. Okay. Now you can do the toe first if you want, or do the side. I found it's easier if I do the toe first, because then I can take the waste yarn off if I need to. Easier. Otherwise you have to turn the sock inside out and then take the waist yarn off. Okay, and just follow it through. And I'm just following the first row of the waist yarn. Kind of curling it up so I can see the stitch. Following up. Trying not to split the waist yarn. If I do split the waist yarn, which does happen, I'll just snip the waist yarn off. Being very careful not to snip the blue yarn. Now if you put in like a ravel cord, never remember that word, it will make removing the waist yarn easier. You just take out the ravel cord and go on your merry little way. But I forgot to do the ravel cord. So I'll just slowly take apart the waist yarn stitch by stitch as I'm going across. See, and I'm just grafting the toe together. Right now you can see the pinkish or a coral, whatever this color is. But once I take that out, you won't see the toe very well. I mean, you as the creator will see it, you'll always see it, but the recipient won't see it too much. Now when I get it done, I'll just weave in my ends, and I'm just following that first row through the loops. It's almost like you're recreating the stitch. Okay? Okay, and then just stitch it through. Now when you get kind of towards the end, you kind of have to play tucker. And if you want, just stuff this down in there. We'll take all this out afterwards. Okay, and you want to be able to see the stitches, so I am kind of pulling on them. Okay, and pick up the stitch. Snug it up. Go to the other side and pick up the stitch. Snug it up. When I say snugging it up, what I'm referring to is trying to maintain the same tension that the original stitches are. That way they'll blend into each other. Now if you get to the point where you can't really feel that very much, just stick your hands up inside and kind of do a pull and a tug and find those last stitches and tug it up. Okay. Now this I will be tugging up more so when I let's see, last stitch is always hard to find. There it is. Now I will leave that tail, this tail here, until after I take the waist yarn off, because I want to make sure I got all that. So we've grafted the toe. I've showed you how to seam this up, and your sock will end up looking like this. Okay. Nice stretchy, and there it is.